Alrighty, what is going on, guys? It is Joe and welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. For this video, what we're doing is we're doing a little bit of a reacts video, okay? Some of my friends suggested that I would react to some of my old videos. Now, when I first made my YouTube channel back in 2017, I made a span of old videos, like 20 or less, to be honest with you. And then I took a break from it for a long time because I started college, things got busy, but then I picked up the camera again around a year and a half ago, and we've just been cranking videos out ever since. But there's one video that I left up on the channel that you can go back and watch. It's my most actually viewed video. At the time that this video was released, it was actually during Zac Efron's role in Baywatch. He was running a push-pull leg split, and I decided to do a recreation of that workout. It was actually the first time I found out about a push-pull leg split in general. It was something that was a little bit different than a typical like bro split, which I was running before this split. So I kind of threw together my own push workout, titled it Zac Efron Baywatch workout, because this is a very similar split that what he would do is push-pull leg. But I just implemented the exercises that I loved at the time and what I found the most effective. And I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna watch it. I haven't watched it since. I'm just see how things have changed over the years. Maybe some of my thought processes when I was working out then versus now. Overall, just react how I used to work out back in like 2017. So to give you guys some context, I actually just graduated high school at this time. I was 17 years old when I made this video. If you enjoyed this video and you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. We're chasing 1,000 subscribers still. I made it a goal to try and hit 1,000 by the end of last year. That didn't happen. Doesn't mean we're still not trying to hit it. We're very, very close. So make sure to hit the subscribe button if you guys are new, and hit that like button if you're feeling generous. Leave a comment for the algorithm, all that good stuff. Sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. This video has almost 29,000 views on my channel. Okay, so first things first, we gotta look at the comments, see what kind of nice things people said. Rich X Wolf says, shoulder press form is trash, bruh. What the laughing emoji, laughing emoji. What? That's enough of the comments. Let's get in the actual video here, shall we?
What's going on, guys? It's Joe. Hope you're having a great day. Come to you guys with a brand new video. Now, what you're seeing here is actually one of Zac Efron's routines that he used in his...
Oh my gosh, I sound so... I feel like I sound so young. Look at my bench press. Look at my... First of all, look at my outfit. What the hell am I wearing? Like, look at my gray socks with black... I mean, it's all off. Everything's off here. Everything's off. I'm using suicide grip. First of all, I'm using a suicide grip on the bench press. Who hurt me? Who hurt me at the time?
New movie Baywatch coming out pretty soon, and what he used for the movie is a push-pull legs.
That's right.
So he would hit all his push exercises on one day, which is chest, shoulders, and triceps. All pulling exercise, which is back and biceps.
Okay, off the rip, right? Not too bad as far as my actual bench press form. I'm actually surprised it actually looks somewhat decent. The only thing I would maybe say about myself here is just to clean the tempo up. I mean, the control that I have now with this weight obviously is way superior than what it was here, but again, I was 17 years old, and to be honest with you, the fact that I'm even repping a plate is kind of impressive because my bench is by far my weakest lift. I remember the first time I ever hit a plate, I think I was like, 15, maybe turning 16, and it was the best day of my life, I'll tell you that much. And then I hit 2 plates, and that was a really good day too.
That was probably traps too, and his legs. And then he would split, which we have his rest day, and then he would do it all over again. Now, these aren't the exact exercises he would do on these days, but I'm pretty sure he did something like this. I just took, the pushing exercises, and I thought of the...
Okay, another thing. We're going to incline dumbbell press next. This weight was way too heavy for me. I could have lightened it up completely, tightened up my form, controlled the tempo of the exercise. I mean, I definitely train a lot different than how I do now. And at the time when I was 17 recording this video, I wanted to lift some weight on camera that was actually somewhat, I guess, respectable. I mean, I was 17 years old. I was trying to lift these 50-pound dumbbells here. To be honest with you, these are way too heavy for me, and maybe even after that set of bench, this weight at the time was probably too heavy for me to control. I should have lightened the weight up completely. One thing I would go back in time and tell myself is to just not ego lift. Even if you're on camera, it looks a lot better if you are lifting with correct form versus trying to ego lift with like improper form and trying to lift all this weight. In my opinion, it's all about the way you control the weight. It's all about your form. Forget about how much you're lifting. Now my mindset is, how do I take the lightest weight possible in the gym and make it feel the heaviest? And that's how you develop quality muscle tissues, being able to not just lift X amount of weight, but being able to just really control that weight at the same time.
Best push exercises that work for me personally, what I feel the most in each of those areas of my body, and just modify the workout. But it's the same idea, it's all pushing. And so for the first exercise I did, it was a bench press, and I hit that for 5 sets.
The first 5 sets
of 45 for 12 reps, and then I just, you know, went up in weight and lowered the rep range a little bit, but I actually hit for the 5 sets. And then I came over here to incline press for dumbbells. I hit those I hit the 50s for 10 reps, and then immediately went down and I did some push-ups. So I did those supersets, and I know for a fact that he did throw in a lot.
I never train like this anymore. I mean, I might do some supersets, but I don't usually now superset this same muscle group. So like if I'm doing like incline press on my bench and then going down and immediately doing some push-ups, that's more like a drop set, to be honest with you, not so much a superset, because it's like the same pressing movement just with lighter weight. I do a lot of drop sets, but to do this, I think I did this like every single one of my sets for this one. I never do that anymore, because really the only time I really do something like this would be on my very last set to try and go all out. Because if I try to do this, you know, across the board on all my sets, then somewhere my training's gonna suffer. Like I could probably get, honestly, better form, better quality sets out of my incline dumbbell press if I wasn't so busy trying to just fatigue the crap out of my chest while doing push-ups right after. So I might do something like this now, but rather than doing it on every single one of my sets, I might wait and go all out on my last set, right? I'd rather have one really good quality set than like 3 to 4, like, you know, half as quality sets. If that makes sense.
A lot of supersets in his workouts, and I love supersets. I actually like this split a lot. I've never done a split like this before, an exercise like this, where you hit all, you know, 3 muscle groups. It's either just chest or triceps for me, or shoulders or triceps, but it was good to throw in shoulders in the workout. And I gotta tell you, this workout was brutal. I mean, by the time I hit shoulders, I was absolutely dying. Like I could feel my chest, my triceps, everything. So then on to the next exercise. I actually hit just a regular flat press, and I hit the 50s, and I immediately superset it again. So as soon as I'm done hitting the 50s, I go over and I grab the 25s. Do this for around 10 to 12 reps. Now, when you're doing your exercises, guys, try and keep your rest as short as possible.
Okay, so one thing I used to do is I would keep my rest as short as possible, thinking I'm gonna get the most out of my workouts by doing that. And honestly, like, my mindset has completely changed. Like, now, every single like second that I work on a working set, right, I give myself like 3 to 5 seconds of rest. So like anywhere, honestly, between 2 to 5 minutes of rest in between my working sets is kind of what I aim for now, especially because the working sets are so extended and so hard compared to like what I was doing here. Like this workout right here is a lot of high pace type of action, and all in the same muscle group, by the way. The only time I give myself minimal amounts of rest is if I'm doing like tagonist and antagonist muscle groups like chest and back, because while your chest is working, right, your back is resting, and vice versa. If I give myself minimal rest on chest, my chest really has a chance to kind of recuperate to really give my maximum effort on the next set. So that has definitely changed since, you know, 2017. Is I give myself a lot longer rest periods, which I feel is necessary for myself just to get the most out of my training. It's been working for me for quite a while now, and I'm going to stick with it.
Doing your individual exercises like the bench press, like right here, the dumbbell military press, try and keep your rest time anywhere 30 40 seconds, really, to try and keep the intensity of the workout.
Oh, the form. Oh, this is what he was talking about right here. This form.
And when you're doing your supersets, if you're working out with the partner, try and just rest for however long he's doing.
Again, the form on this is not up to par. I mean, I was simply trying to, like, obviously impress the camera here and try and lift weight that is respectable, rather than obviously like executing a very like nice clean set. I try and like just lift too much. Doesn't go as planned. And you see this little gallon in the back right there? That gallon was, I used to drink a gallon of water every single day my senior year. I would always go to class with a gallon of water. I actually would throw some BCAAs in there and drink it like throughout the day as well. That's what's in there right now. That's why it's like yellow. I think there's some BCAAs. I think a pineapple flavor at the time, to be honest with you. But I don't even remember what brand. It was like the Extend brand BCAAs. That's what I used to have back in my heyday, back in like senior year. It's like, I mean, this video was like what, 5 years old, I think, 5 or 6 years old. But I used to drink that every single day. Fun fact: if I didn't have a gallon of water with me at school my senior year, something was off. Something was off.
His workout 4. So as soon as he's done, you just hop on it and you get after it. But if you're not working out with a partner and you're doing your supersets, I'd probably say anywhere between 45 seconds to a minute long for your rest time. Now, here I did the military overhead press, and I actually did this for 4 to 5 sets, anywhere between 8 to 10 reps. And I can usually go pretty heavy on that exercise. I can usually get to around like 60, 65 pounds, and I was only able to hit the 50.
And I didn't even hit the 50s, like, for good quality reps. So like, Joe, you're an idiot. Young Joe, dumb Joe. Hey, it's okay, you live and you learn.
by the time I got to the 4th or 5th set. And then immediately came over here to another superset. We did some side delt raises.
Even my side lateral raises were just like completely off. Like I'm kind of like swinging them and rotating them back, which is kind of getting like my rear delt involved. I should really just, my form now is just completely different and like a lot more like ideal now compared to obviously then. And this is interesting.
10 reps of 25
I'm actually
pounds.
hitting front raises. I never hit front raises now, ever. I think it's a complete waste to actually hit front raises now. I just never do, simply because of like the fact that your front delts get activated so much. Every push exercise, your front delts are getting activated. So I never really do front raises, in my opinion. It's like a waste of time. Like, side laterals and rear delts is really the only thing that I target when I'm actually doing like my accessories for shoulders besides the actual pressing movement. Front raises I never do anymore.
And I hit this for, I think, anywhere between 10 to 12 reps. And we did this exercise anywhere between 4 to 5 sets. I think it's super important on any exercise that you do to keep your the amount of sets you do anywhere between 4 to 6 sets. Or
4 to 6 sets. That's what I used to do back in the day. I remember I used to do 6 sets of benching. Dude, I do maybe like 6 sets of like my chest in general now sometimes, just because a lot of those like sets were like going in small increments, working up of like, I'll do like a plate, then I'll do a plate in a 5, and then a plate in a 10. I'm doing like a lot of like kind of wasted sets, trying to work up to like my top set. And even now, like my sets are like 2 field sets of anywhere between like 5 to 7 reps, and then 2 like really hard working sets. Those are really the sets that count, are your working sets. So my set range is completely, it's too much. This is too much volume at this point. But I'm actually impressing myself doing these type of rear delt flies right here, these cross cable ones. It's actually a really good movement for your rear delts. I'm proud that I was actually implementing these back in the day. Like, this is pretty good. Good job, Joe.
Maybe even sets.
Form is off, regardless. The idea is there.
So then we came over here to these crossover cable pulls, and when we did this for 6 sets of anywhere between 10 to 12 reps. This also hits your upper back as well, but I really like doing it on shoulder day because I really feel it in my rear delts. And then finally we came over here to this tricep exercise. Now, one thing about this routine is that your triceps are engaged the entire time. When, you know, from the minute you hit the bench press to when you hit the military dumbbell press for shoulders, your triceps are engaged.
Okay, again, my form, this weight, probably too much. I'm just kind of pumping this out. My back is rounded here. I'm all over the place. It's like, Joe, lighten the weight, clean the form. I was young at the time. Again, guys, don't ego lift. That's probably the biggest thing, like the biggest takeaway from watching this is to not ego lift. Like, lighten the weight up, control it. You can get so much more out of your training than if you're to throw a bunch of weight on there and your form is all over the place. And one of the things I think I see now on social media is like when people are lifting too much from themselves, and the range of motion is kind of like how my shoulder press was, especially for like things like squats and whatnot. Like, people will be like, oh, I hit, 315, now I'm going to work on my depth. It's like, no. Get your form right first, then work up to 315. It should be the other way around. Get your depth right and say, got my depth down, now I'm going to increase this weight. Don't say, I got my weight down, now I'm going to increase my depth. That's so backwards in my opinion. It's one of my biggest pet peeves that I see, I think, on like social media, especially when people are like doing certain exercises. It's like, oh, I was able to like really move this weight, going to clean up the form a little bit. But it's like, dude, get your form right first, then start adding the weight on there. I think if you try and shoot for your weight over your form, that's when injuries happen, in my opinion. Like, just go for your form first, then increase the weight as you go.
The entire time. So even doing anywhere between 2 to 3 exercises for triceps at the end of your workout is a just absolute burn on my triceps. So at first I hit like this triangle grip tricep extender for 10 reps, and it was pretty heavy. And I came over here to a much lighter weight, almost like half the weight I did on the right side, and I hit this for 20 reps just to get a real good burn. So then finally at the end of our workout, we go over here.
Oh my gosh, the battle ropes, dude. I used to throw in like battle ropes all the time, mainly because you're just moving the rope so much. It gives you a pretty good little like pump, and at that time I can just pretty much move the ropes as like fast as possible, and the pump would be like insane. I used to do so many battle ropes. After every workout, I would always do the battle ropes just because it would give me like just a gnarly pump all the time. It's so funny how I threw this in there. What do I say about these?
Exercise in every single one of my routines. Now, if you guys don't want to, I really suggest though throwing it in a shoulder routine or like a chest routine or a routine like this where it's just like a push day in general. And I did this rope for a total of 3 sets of 30 seconds. But other than that, that's been the video for today, guys. remember, take the exercises you see here, take the idea of a push day and throw in some of your exercises that you feel work best for you, because that's really the whole point of these videos. Hopefully you guys can learn something and throw your own variation on it and change it up a little bit. But leave a like, subscribe if you're new. It's been your boy Joe. Peace.
Same outro. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new. It's been your boy Joe. Peace, baby. I love That's so funny. You know, honestly, one good thing that I did say at the end of the video is like, take what you see of mine, implement what you love. Like if you, like, I love flat dumbbell press. I'm not a big fan of the flat bench. And if I have like in my push day routine that I'm doing flat dumbbell press and you love flat bench, well, hey, you know, maybe like you like my routine of how the workout flows, but instead you swap out that exercise. That's really what these videos are for. Even back then I had all, I think, the right intentions of making, you know, content was to like just try and give people ideas and then make their own swaps to it and customize it how, you know, they want to, and, you know, at the end of the day, just make something of their own, but just, you know, take some inspiration from me. That's really all I think what the fitness, you know, community should be about. My, how far we have come since then. And to think, this is my most popular video on my channel to date. Almost 29,000 views on this thing. I'll be honest with you, I was really nervous about coming back here and watching this video. I don't, like, you ever watch yourself over again, like when you were younger, and just have the way you used to sound and look, and you just cringe a little bit? That's kind of like the feeling I got when I was gonna go back and watch this video over again. But overall, it's actually a pretty fun video to make. But besides that, hope you guys enjoyed this video. The next video is actually gonna be a full day of eating like Zac Efron and training like Zac Efron, so make sure you get ready for that. That's dropping this Thursday, 10 a.m. I want that to be like one of my most popular videos. I go back, I hit another push workout, I redo the whole thing, redemption on the dumbbell shoulder press, get my form nice and clean. I even hit it with more weight, more reps, more control, better form, all that good stuff. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell just to get notified so you don't miss any of the future uploads. I'm wrapping the video up here. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you guys are new. It's been your boy Joe. Peace.